Good afternoon and welcome to another Hot Jobs Live with us here at Hire Military. If we haven't met before, I am Lucy. I am one of the directors here at Hire Military. I've been here for a couple of years now and I am really excited to be back in the seat on this lovely Tuesday afternoon. I hope you're all well, and for the majority of you, if you have school-age children, are enjoying the bliss that is back to school, or the sheer terror of the after-school activities and everything that goes with that. We would love to meet you today, so we would really encourage you to say hi, to throw your name, your location, whether you're looking for a permanent opportunity post-active duty, if you're a vet already or a military spouse already, if you're looking for a direct hire role, or if SkillBridge is the reason that you're here today to hear a little bit more about it and to hear about our most recent opportunities that we have advertised this week. Also, I would really encourage you to ask us any questions at all. We love the interaction that we have with you guys every Tuesday afternoon. We love hearing, things that you want to know about in terms of advice, encouragement, suggestions, the question that you have as it pertains to transitioning from the military. If you're being med boarded, if you've got specific questions that other people can't answer there, or if, it's with regard to actually the direct hire process and really how to target the resume. Throw that up there. We take those, and immediately after we have shared all of our opportunities, we go to those questions and answer them as best we have. Hey, Carl, it's lovely to see you. Wayne, you're back. Really nice to see you too. Who else have we got in the house? Marcus, Carrie, Michael, Aaron, it's really nice to have you all here. Oh, Marcus is in Tennessee. How wonderful. This is our favorite 30 minutes of the week, and we get to spend it with you. If you haven't seen above the screen, hiremilitary.us, that is our website. Everything that we share today is essentially a highlight reel of our opportunities. So don't think, oh, they've shared 3 SkillBridge internships, there's nothing for me. Definitely go and take a look at the website. Take a look at our careers page. We have 2 buttons, one for SkillBridge, one for permanent roles. So it's really easy to work your way around and see what else we have. Again, if you throw yourself in there and there's nothing for you, then I really encourage you to register your interest with us. We need to know that you're looking. We need to know that you're available, just in case something comes up in the future and we see you and think you would be the perfect candidate. Let's get in touch with you. Also, we then put you on our mailing list, and we do send out emails every couple of weeks just so that you can see our newest landscape. Gosh, so many people in the house today. Also, we would love to know, one final question, if you've got nothing else to share, but you do want to comment, we would love to know how you heard about us. We are always trying to get the word out in terms of these LinkedIn Lives, because we want to access and give our time to as many people as possible. So do let us know how you came across this live. On the event, there are a few hot links today, so let me just draw your attention to those first of all before we move on. There is the Beginner's Guide to an Effective LinkedIn Profile. Definitely champion that one. Take a look. Something that I live, breathe, eat, sleep, live by is the piece that our marketing team wrote about how to target your resume. It really does break out for you, not just the fact that you need to do it to create a really competitive application, but how to do it. You always hear you need to do this, you need to do this, but a lot of the time the how to isn't explained properly. So we have broken that down for you. We've taken an indicative job description and shown you how to create a really successful competitive resume based on that job description, based on your own experience. And I think that by taking a look at that piece, it may well reposition what a resume is for you. Short story, good story. Your resume is not a document that tells us everything about your 20 years or so in the military. It is a document that purely highlights your experience as it relates to the role that you're applying to. I've spoken enough for now, so I'm going to hand you over to the rest of the team. Kate, can you introduce yourself?
I sure can. Thanks so much, Lucy, and hello to everyone out there. I saw a couple people from our old duty station, Crestview, Florida. We were there stationed at Eglin Air Force Base before we are right now. So good to see people from that area in the chats and here with us today. Sorry, Kate Wood, recruiting manager here at Hire Military. Really excited to be with everyone. I'm an Army vet. My husband's still on active duty in the Army, and we're stationed in Panama on special duty assignment here at the embassy. So great to be with everyone today. I'm really excited to share some direct hire opportunities with you later on in the broadcast. But I will pass it over to Matt Hart. Hey, Matt.
Hi, so I'm Matt, one of the recruiters, Hire Military, Marine Corps veteran, live out in East Tennessee, product of SkillBridge in the company. But yeah, it's great to be here. I have a small challenge for everyone. Share this with 5 people that you know, whether it's a link to the broadcast because it's recorded, or just emailing the information. But if you find 5 people that could benefit from this, share it with them if you're watching this. See how that works out. No, I'll turn it over to Matt Collins. Sorry, it's Monday for me. I don't know.
Hey, thanks, Matt Hart. I always love a good challenge. And hey, everybody, Matt Collins. I am one of the 3 SkillBridge recruiters here at Hire Military, a product of the SkillBridge myself through, you guessed it, Hire Military. I'm a 28-year Army veteran, and I'm now residing in beautiful Missoula, Montana. I grew up in the South, and so all my friends that were making fun of this last winter, I want to say hey, and hope you're not melting right now south of the Mason-Dixon, but really excited to be here today and share some SkillBridge opportunities with all you guys, talk about the SkillBridge program, and hopefully answer any questions you may have. So with that, I will pass it back to you, Mrs. Lucy Robinson.
Well, thank you very much. We don't have many questions, you guys. So if there's anything that's on your mind right now, please do throw them in the comments so that we can answer them at the end of the roles that we share. So let's get going. As we do talk about our newest opportunities, we're going to start first of all with SkillBridge. If you hear of something that you think, "Oh, I would like to know more about that," please don't just write interested, because LinkedIn is a funny old beast, and the algorithm doesn't allow us to share the URL as we are talking, as we are live. It just deletes it as we type it in. So what we do is we go back after the event, look at all the comments, and then send the URL to you at that point. So we need to know which role you're interested in. Or if you want to be more active, take a look as we are talking at hiremilitary.us, and you can look up that role. It's easy to search by state or by job title. So we ordinarily start with SkillBridge. So I'm going to pass back to Matt Collins. But Matt, before we do, what I would love is for you to give us the quick notes, the quick chat on what SkillBridge actually is and who it is relevant for, who it pertains to, and how they can communicate with us and how they can register with us.
Sure, Lucy. The quick version is, if you're 6 months at the end of your 6 months out from your ETS or your end of service, you are eligible to participate in SkillBridge. It is DoD approved, DoD wide. So really, it's a DoD approved program that allows you to go and intern with a company. And all of the SkillBridge opportunities that we partner you with, we ensure there's a high probability of employment at the end of that internship. So there's no guarantees, but every internship we place you with through DoD SkillBridge, the intent is for that SkillBridge internship to turn into a full-time employment opportunity. So if you are 6 months out, it's time to look now. If you're 8 months out, a year out, it's time to have the conversation with your family and with your command teams to make sure they understand you want to participate in SkillBridge. It's really time to start figuring out where you want to be and what industry you want to be in. And as Lucy said, please let us know, when you talk, telling us you're interested in Tampa is, as Buff Agby, one of my partners in crime here, would say, like, great story, doesn't help us. We want to really help you out. And the best way to do that is if you give us really pointed information of the industry you want to be in, where you want to be, if you're open to certain locations. And always remember, remote is not an industry, right? Remote's just a part of certain job roles. So with that, I will jump into SkillBridge roles we have today. And again, these are just a few of the SkillBridge opportunities we have. As Lucy said, we have a whole bunch. So I definitely recommend visiting hiremilitary.us and looking at all of our roles that are available right now. So the first one, it's a new company. We're really excited to get this out there. This is an operations supervisor. It's a day shift. It's with a company called Syncreon, and this role is in Prospect Heights, Illinois. And they're a leading provider of end-to-end supply chain logistics on a global scale. So they're a worldwide company, and they help enable the flow of trade. And this role would involve planning, coordinating, evaluating the performance of team members, as well as liaising with the materials department to ensure on-time receipt and shipment of materials. They'd also be measuring the team performance of accuracy, and you'd be documenting daily production metrics. So if you've got that logistics background, supply chain background, it's going to be a really interesting role to check out. They are looking for someone with experience supervising in manufacturing, or supply chain logistics. And if you've got those lean methodologies, lean agile, lean Six Sigma, that's a real big plus for this too. So again, that's an operations supervisor with Syncreon, and that's in Prospect Heights, Illinois. So all you supply chain logistics experts, please connect with us and we can answer some questions. The next one's one of our favorites. It's Masonite. Jake, one of the most pro-veteran, maybe the most pro-veteran partner we have out there. And this is with Masonite. They're looking for a production supervisor in Stanley, Virginia. And Masonite, again, just an industry leader in custom door manufacturing, both commercial and residential properties. This person would report to the production manager, and you would be an on-site leader and mentor. You would be measuring the efficiency of the employees' equipment and the overall cost efficiency of the plant operations. So this candidate would also have a direct role in delivering on strategic production planning and goals. So they're really looking for someone with at least 3+ years of leadership experience, experience working in lean processes, again, agile function, lean Six Sigma. If you've got any kind of OSHA experience, as well as logistics and supply chain backgrounds, really, really cool role to check out. And again, that's production supervisor with Masonite, and that's in Stanley, Virginia. Another role, new one, not on our website yet, guys. We'll have it up here shortly, but we want to put out today. It's an operations manager with a company called GeForce. It's a hybrid role, and it's in usually sunny Southern California. Again, so it's not posted yet, but this is a hybrid remote position. You'd be primarily working remotely with 2 to 4 partial days of local travel. And this person would be responsible for establishing and maintaining operations at the SoCal location, the Southern Cal location. Full intent to hire you on after the end of this internship. So again, this is a great SkillBridge internship that's got a full-time employment opportunity at the end of it. They're looking for someone 3 or more years of project management, operations management experience. So if you've got an operational background, you've got your PMP or project management experience, definitely check it out. And this is a role that's $104K plus, plus some really performance-related benefits tied into that. So great opportunity. And again, that's with GeForce. They're looking for an operations manager in Southern California for a hybrid role. Finally, really quick, we're starting another cohort in 23 October with Texas Instruments in Dallas, Texas. So anyone out there with basic mechanical aptitude, if you've got 3+ years of mechanical, electrical experience, even on a personal level, they have another cohort starting 23 October. So reach out, we'll get you connected with Brandy Walker, who's overseeing that, and we'd love to answer your questions. So again, those are just a few of our SkillBridge opportunities today. Connect with us, drop a question in the chats, and we'll reach out. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Matt Hart, and he's going to talk about some really, really exciting direct hire opportunities. Matt?
All right. Thank you, sir. And just on the SkillBridge note, Masonite did give us a quality manager job out in Marshfield, Wisconsin. It's brand new. Just gave it to literally as we were getting ready for this. So it's not posted yet either, but that's another great one. If you're interested in that Wisconsin area, quality management and manufacturing environment, that'd be a good spot to be. But again, those were all the SkillBridge for the transitioning military. Anyone within their last year and a half, you're planning to get out, this is a good time to start networking and look into those things. But for the veteran side of things, or people can't get into SkillBridge, or with the military spouses. So one of the ones that I have is a production supervisor, and this is located in Salina, Kansas, near Fort Riley. So what you'll be doing here is directing production, packaging, and bakery production lines, ensuring USDA requirements are met. It's food production and manufacturing. You'll supervise, train, develop subordinates, meet production needs, develop employee skills, and enforcing safety procedures. What they're looking for is about 4 to 5 years related work experience in manufacturing, or a combination of education experience. So again, if you have a degree, you don't quite meet the year's experience, there's some room there to compromise, essentially. But what they do want is 3 years of supervision experience. If it's in a manufacturing setting, that's a huge plus. I've had people get hired on that don't necessarily have that, but the biggest deal breaker they have is the leadership. You have to have a passion for leading and developing team members. If it's in a production or manufacturing environment, that's a huge plus. What they want, though, is intermediate knowledge of robotics. That would be great, because that's a lot of what they use here, especially at this location. It's a lot of state-of-the-art electronics, robotics, things like that. If you have an electrical background, that would be great. They actually do have an electrical supervisor position there too. but having that background definitely helps. They are looking to fill multiple positions, and that's just because of expansion. They just want leadership, and they want to fill with veterans there. So there's multiple positions available, and there's relocation assistance provided. So if you're looking to relocate, don't necessarily care where you want to go, don't know where you want to go, it's a good opportunity to look into. This is also available for SkillBridge as well. So if you're looking at that and you're getting out in the next year or so, something to look into. Another one I'm going to talk about, this is multiple positions over at Fort Liberty, North Carolina. So, it's right outside of there, Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's a government contract supporting SharePoint management in support of U.S. Army Reserve component on the installation there. Right now, it's a 1-year contract. They're looking to renew it for about 5 more years. Multiple positions there, SharePoint manager. They have IT systems, trainers. Need to have a secret clearance, able to obtain within about 6 months. For the project or the program manager position for SharePoint management, you need to have PMP, Lean Six Sigma, experience with managing SharePoint, formal knowledge management training, 2 years of teaching, staff leadership, and project strategy planning, bachelor's degree. You need to have a lot of these certifications or the experience. This is a government contract, so it has to be clearly depicted on your resume, and you have to actually have that completed. These are very hard, firm certifications and requirements they're looking for. And then the last one I'm going to talk about is a generator tech. It's located in Springfield, New Jersey. This is right outside of Newark, New Jersey, right on the border of New York City there. So basically what you're going to do is perform maintenance and diagnostics on both shop and field repairs and generators, different models, different sizes. If you be troubleshooting commercial industrial diesel generators, including battery, load bank testing. And what they want is somebody with 2 to 3 years of related experience, training, equivalent combination of education experience, preferred knowledge of electrical and mechanical systems like generators, switchgears, UPS systems, but that troubleshooting mechanical electrical breakdowns is huge. But that generator experience is an absolute must-have, about 2 to 3 years. If that's an area you're interested in, let us know. Any of those 3 that I shared, whether, the production supervisor in Salina, Kansas, if you're in that Fort Liberty, North Carolina area, or in Springfield, New Jersey, you can go on the website, see the full job descriptions on there. Those are just like the wave tops of what they're looking for. But that's all I have to share, and I'll turn it over to Kate for more.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Matt. And I know we saw a couple questions in the chats there, but again, keep typing any questions you have in the chat. We like to take the last 5 to 10 minutes of our broadcast just to answer any job-related questions you have, job search, LinkedIn, transitioning, any of those questions and above. So thanks so much. And I will continue with more direct hire opportunities to mention as well. As a reminder, this is available for anyone that is available to start in the immediate future. So within the next month or so, whether you're a transitioning service member, a veteran, or a military spouse. The first opportunity that I want to share with you, and you've probably heard of it if you've tuned into any of our live broadcasts recently or followed any of us on LinkedIn. We are very fortunate to be one of the contractors supporting the new U.S. Army TAP program and the staffing of those positions across the installations across the Army. So we are looking for people that are passionate about helping our military community and wanting to join our team, and then in turn support the Army service members as they're transitioning as well. We just received several new openings this week. So some new openings that we have to share are an education counselor at Fort Moore. We have a transition counselor at Schofield Barracks, a financial counselor at Fort Bliss, and then several openings for career skills program coordinators at Fort Stewart, Georgia, and Fort Shafter, Hawaii. So if any of those roles sound of interest, definitely head to our website, hiredmilitary.us, and look at those position descriptions. You can apply directly there as well, or you can just type TAP into the chat and we can try to get you those links following the broadcast. We're actively interviewing for those positions. The interview process is very quick, and they're looking to get those people on site and started ideally within the next month. So if that sounds like something of interest to you and you align with the qualifications that are in those position descriptions, we would really look forward to talking to you and hopefully bringing you on our team here at Tenova Hire Military. So we have another really exciting opportunity along the same lines supporting the U.S. Army. We are looking for strength and conditioning coaches. This is in support of the U.S. Army's Health and Holistic Fitness Program. We have, again, available at multiple locations, Fort Wainwright in Alaska, Fort Moore, JBLM, Fort Bliss, Fort Campbell, Fort Johnson, Fort Drum, Fort Liberty, Fort Jackson. I feel like I've just named half of the U.S. Army bases. in the States here, but multiple opportunities at multiple bases. Again, this role you will support at the brigade and the battalion level, directly impacting the soldiers in those units, helping to reduce medical attrition, increase military readiness through the health and holistic fitness program. For this role, they do require you to have a bachelor's degree. It's highly desired to be in the realm of strength and conditioning. And the main qualification for this position is you do have to take and pass a board certified strength and conditioning certification, whether that's the Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist, the CSCS, or the SCCC, which is the Strength and Conditioning Coach certification. So you have to take and pass that certification, and then you can apply and start to work for this role. There is no experience required. They have minimized that requirement. So it's just really the degree and the certification that are required for that position. So if that sounds like something that is of interest to you, you can just type strength into the chat and we can reach out to you directly following with that link. Again, both of those positions I just mentioned are in support of government contracts. And not only would you be supporting those units and giving directly back to the military community, but you'd be brought on as part of our team here at Tenova Higher Military as well. So exciting on multiple fronts. But that is all I have today, Lucy. I'm happy to pass it back over to you.
Thank you so much, guys. And like I said before, if you didn't hear anything that really floats your boat right now, take a look at our website, highermilitary.us, and we have 2 separate lists of direct hire job opportunities as well as SkillBridge internship opportunities for you to look at. So a couple of things I wanted to share today. First and foremost, we have a facility here at Higher Military whereby if you identify an organization that would love to host you as a SkillBridge intern, yet they are not registered as a provider of the SkillBridge internship program, definitely do connect them with us, because for a very minimal fee, we can make that happen for you. We can make your SkillBridge happen. So that's the first thing. The second thing, we are hugely aware that we get lots of prospective corporate partners sat listening to our lives every Tuesday afternoon. And what we wanted to share was not only do we work in a traditional recruiting company capacity, we also have a new program called Alliance, whereby if you want us to market, share, socialize your opportunities to the wider military demographic and audience that we have here on LinkedIn and across all of our social media platforms and face-to-face, definitely do connect with us as well. We can make that happen for you and we can get those out to a wider military audience. Now, you guys, we've had a lot of questions. So I'm going to play round robin and we'll have at it. The first one I wanted to address was, I think it was Ali Sutherland, who said, what do we, as transitioning out of active duty and potentially into the reserves, is there anything that we need to consider that isn't ordinarily spoken about? And Kate and I were having a conversation about this as that came through. And I think that the biggest piece of encouragement we would share here, and it is fairly generic, I will be honest, is you really do need to speak to those who have walked that path ahead of you. So connect with people that you know who have gone into the reserves post-active duty, because they are going to be the people who will tell you exactly how it is, but also speak to a recruiter and ask for the down and dirty, not the sales spiel on it. But from our perspective, some things that we had thought about that you may well or may well not already be aware of is really consider the difference in pay and benefits between active duty and reserve service. Second of all, the amount of time you'll be required to serve in the reserves, that's the second thing to really consider. When you are transitioning out of active duty and going into the reserves, it's highly likely, unless you're going into education, that you will be looking for a direct hire or a permanent job opportunity. So really work that market and identify the availability of jobs in your chosen field. Is this the best option for you at the time? Also, something to consider is the location of reserve units near your home. Are you going to be asked to go on drill to a state 3 or 4 hours away by flight, or can you access that in your immediate vicinity? And finally, there is always the possibility of being called back to active duty. And I think we all know that. I'm just going to throw it out there to Matt Hart and MC and to you, Kate, and just see if there was anything else that you wanted to identify. Matt Collins, you would be a great person to share here, I think.
Sure. Yeah. Really good points on all that, Lucy. And I spent the majority of my career on the active duty guard side, but I can tell you that traditional guard soldiers, the operational tempo has changed. So the guard, many years ago was 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year. But as we got into the last decade or so, that's changed. So if you're going reserve, a little different sometimes. If you're going to a guard unit in any state, it's probably much more realistic that you do more than 2 days a month. Drills are becoming longer, MU-6s, MU-8s, and AT periods are even sometimes extending out past the traditional 15 days. And a lot of the times now ATs are OCONAs. So, if you're going traditional guard or reserve, the traditional 1 weekend a month model of serving has kind of gone by the wayside. That could change as things around the world change. But yeah, that's another great thing to think about. That you probably be doing a little bit more than 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks in the summer.
My next question, I'll throw this out to Matt Hart and to Kate, and we've actually had quite a few questions around the same topic, so I will generalize and position. We've had a few people say that they have had no luck in the job market recently, and somebody has been actively searching for over 2 months unsuccessfully. And the question was, what am I doing wrong? I mean, that's a hard one to answer based on the fact that we've got no data or nothing to go on. Somebody else said that they have been looking, they have a bachelor's degree, but they've had no luck even with prior military service. Would you be able to give some advice there, Kate and Matt, on what you would do in that situation or what you would suggest?
Sure. I guess just the first thing to say is that it is a very, job searching is hard at any time. Just figuring out where you want to go, where you want to be, and navigating that path. But this economy that we're in, it's offering some different challenges as well. So I just want to empathize with any people that are out there actively searching right now. That it is, there are some different challenges at play. But I would just continue to keep having conversations, keep applying, keep refining what you're bringing to the table as you're applying, refining your resume, refining your search, trying to gather feedback, any feedback that you're getting based off of, rejections, whether it's rejection from an application or an interview, taking that feedback, trying to work upon it to, craft your application as a candidate as well. And then continuing to have informational interviews and talking to people in a networking capacity. Because those can sometimes bring about opportunities that you didn't know existed either, that aren't on career pages or aren't being posted publicly, but just opportunities that you can align with based on conversations you have with others as well. And then the last piece I have, and I'll send it to Matt, is find a tribe, for lack of better words, or a group of people that are maybe actively seeking jobs as well that can kind of support you in that. Or surround yourself with others that can just, kind of breathe positivity in you in that process, whether it's family, friends, peers, and others, mentors as well, just to support you as you're job searching as well. That can help a lot to just keep encouraging you through that process.
Yeah, and just to add, finding a mentor is huge. Using a AmeriCorps partner or something along those lines to kind of help guide you in the right direction. Not going to help you get a job. They can help point you in the right direction. Kate mentioned the resumes. Are you just click and submit and send the same one over and over again? Because we see those and it's hard to justify someone's experience for that. But I think the networking piece, finding someone in your local area, I'm talking within the city, that there's some type of veteran support group. The local VA might have some resources out there that you can reach out to. Like where I live, there's a couple different veteran resources. You go on LinkedIn and just click on people, narrow it down to prior companies, selecting the military community, all the different branches of service, and then your location. You can find other veterans in the area, connect with them, ask them for a few minutes time, ask them questions, what made them successful, things like that. You can build relationships, but focusing on your general location helps too. I know we're kind of short on time. We could go on with this for a hot minute. Go to the website. There's resources on how to network, how to do a resume, how to talk to a recruiter. Like there's a lot of things on there that can kind of help point you in the right direction.
And I would just add 2 questions, and they're hard questions. First of all, are you applying to roles that you are qualified for, like genuinely? Think about it from a recruiter's perspective. If they are receiving your resume and they know nothing about you, would they look at your resume and go, this person's got it. This is the person I want to meet for interview. And if you have answered that question, yes, I am qualified for this role, take a look at your resume and make sure your resume identifies that you are qualified. Because normally and ordinarily, when we have conversations with people who saying that they are in the same situation. They are applying for everything that they think that they have done already, but their document that they are producing and sending across by no way qualifies them for that role. So going back to what Matt Hart said, take a look at our piece that we wrote around targeting your resume and read it line by line. Because like I said at the very beginning, that is going to reposition how you apply and submit your resume for any role going forward. Please do not submit your background of your military career. Nobody needs to read that. They might be interested, but that's not the way to apply for a role. You need to highlight your relevant experience as it pertains to the role that you are applying to. And if you've never done that before, you're going to keep spinning your wheels and keep making these applications and hear nothing back. You really need to be very strategic and measured in your approach. And consider that for every role right now, every choice role, there's probably 50 to 500 applications. And you need to identify how you're going to make yourself stand out and make that recruiter who reads your resume at first glance think, this person's got it. So I do direct you to that. And if you do need some one-on-one, Olivia or Hire Military has just posted just here, do connect with Hire Heroes USA. They provide one-to-one transition counseling and advice. And lastly, SkillBridge that we mentioned, somebody asked who that's for. That is for transitioning service members, those who are still on active duty. Unfortunately, at this point in time, it is not a program open for veterans. We've gone a minute over. Thank you so much for joining us today, both to my team and to you in the audience. It's always a pleasure being here with you. And we look forward to connecting next week, Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And if you want some more of us, myself and Mike Quinn will be on LinkedIn audio at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. And that is an audio. It's not recorded. You can ask us the really hard questions and we can have a conversation one-on-one with you, with an audience. But it's a great forum to learn the questions other people are asking and how we respond. Take care. Have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.